Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our yoga practice. You're going to have to share the mat, little loves. We have just a minute or so, maybe two, before we get going. So we're rolling out our mats, making our space, and prepping for class. Someone is very energetic this morning. So she might join us. She might have to go stay elsewhere. We'll see. Thanks, loves. All right. So we're just coming into the space. Still just a small bit of time before we begin our practice today. So we're rolling out the mat, grabbing anything you might want, a block, a strap, having that nearby. And we are going to begin in a seated posture if you wanted to head that way. All right, so it is about that time. We're going to find our seated posture. That could be legs crossed, that could be legs out. Have them stacked, really whatever's serving you. Somewhere you can get your sit bones really rooted down. Find a little ease in the legs as we sit up tall. Let the arms relax wherever they may be. That could be hands on the knees, hands in the lap, hands down at your side. And then we'll drop the gaze a few feet in front of us on the earth, or maybe closing the eyes here. And just take a second as you block out the exterior world to tune in. Scan the body, start at the soles of the feet, work your way up, noticing how you feel, those places of strength, those places in need of support. Just taking a little inventory to become more aware as we move through the practice. We'll begin to deepen the breath. Nice full inhales and exhales. We'll try to breathe through the nose. See if you can match the length of the inhale to the length of your exhale. And as we begin our practice, if you'd like to set an intention for class today, something positive that's speaking to you, it'll be a nice touch point through the class and something you can take with you from the mat out into the world. Now is a great time to set that. Keep this steady breath as you flutter open the eyes or draw the gaze forward. Sit up tall, feel the length of the spine, maybe a little tuck of the chin. We'll bring arms down alongside body. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale as we reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale as we draw the arms up. Feel the side body lengthen. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll bring the left hand down to the mat. We'll inhale the right arm up and then gently take it over. Let the hips stay settled. ease through the legs. That left hand supports us on the mat. So we create space through the right side of the body. We'll inhale up. Exhale down the right hand. Inhale up the left. Exhale as we take it over. Keep the heart open. Sometimes we have a tendency to want to turn in here or rotate. We're going to try and keep us on that same plane. Steady breath. Inhale up. Exhale the left hand down. We'll inhale up both arms. That nice big stretch. And then exhale, hinge at the hips. Take the hands forward, planting them somewhere on the mat in front of you. Hips stay as settled as you can. Nice long spine here. And gently walk the hands in. Lift it up. We'll come around behind us. Tent the fingers on the earth. And if the legs are out, maybe tuck them in here. They're going to be a nice support for us. Those tented fingers behind us will start to draw the shoulder blades together. Press the heart forward. You could stay here. Nice little heart opener. You could lift the hips a bit. Coming up onto the knees or the legs. Maybe the head drops back slightly. And then we gently lower. Returning our sit bones to the mat. Bringing the hands back around. With the legs drawn in, we'll set the right shin in front of the left. Sit up nice and tall. Walk the hands away. Gently fold down. Only move as far as your body wants. Mindful of how that right hip is feeling. Use your exhale to help you dive a little deeper. To let go of a little bit of the tension in the legs. Awareness on the right hip. We'll walk the hands in as we lift up. Leave the left leg tucked in. Extend the right out to the side. That left foot might touch the inner thigh there. We'll sit up tall and then once again fold forward. Be aware of how the inner thigh is feeling here. Only go as far as your body wants. Mindful movement. We'll ease in the extended leg. Walk the hands in as we lift up. We'll tuck the right leg back in as we swap them out. So both legs are tucked in. The left shin is in front of the right. They're roughly parallel to the edge of your mat. We'll sit up tall. Hinge forward. Take your time as you walk the hands away and you melt down, noticing how that hip is feeling. Little tension's all right, but if you feel any acute pain in any of our shapes, gently back out. We want to avoid doing any harm. That's why we take our time as we move. We try to stay in tune with the body. We want to work in harmony. One more breath here. Walk the hands in as we lift up. Right leg stays tucked. Left leg goes out to the side. Sitting tall. We'll gently hinge forward. Checking in with that left leg, only going as far as the body wants. Each side will be a little different. So be mindful as you move. There might be a lot more tension on one side, so you can only go a little bit. They might be fairly even. Release in the extended leg. We'll walk the hands in as we lift up. We'll bring the left leg in and then extend both legs out in front of us. Let's set them about hip width distance apart. Toes are toward the sky, soles of the feet shine away as we sit tall. Inhale the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Hands may come to feet, ankles, shins, the mat. If you have a strap, you could wrap that around the feet and hold on to it to draw the body closer. We want to keep that long spine. Lead with the heart. There might be a little micro bend at the knees. And we'll lift up. Tuck the legs in and transition over to a tabletop. Setting shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. Nice long spine to begin. We'll inhale as we lower the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale as we round, arch the back. Inhale as we lower. Exhale as we round. Draw the gaze in. And just continue these cat-cows for a few rounds, moving to your breath pace. You can hold anywhere the body wants. You can invite in other gentle movement. Keep that connection, breath and body. We'll take one more full round and then meet at our neutral spine. From our neutral spine, we'll fly the right leg, press back through that heel. Try to keep the hips square to the mat. And then draw the left hand up. Our balanced tabletop. See if you can get that left bicep by the left ear. Keep strength throughout the body. On an inhale, we'll reach. Exhale as we release hand and knee. Find your neutral. Fly the left leg. Press through the heel. Then draw the right arm up. Keep the heart lifted. Long line through the body. Draw the navel in. Strong core holding us here. And gently release. Bringing the hand and knee back to the mat. We'll fly the right leg. Scoop the belly as you bring that knee forward. Plant that hand toward the front of the mat. Coming into a low lunge. Let the hips settle. You want that knee over the ankle or a little bit behind it. Oh, sorry, love. Long spine. Draw the gaze forward. Nice big stretch through the left hip, the front of the left leg. And then we'll gently shift the hips back, Let the heel of the right foot stay connected to the mat. Sit the hips back only as far as your body wants. Nice hamstring stretch on the right side. You can dial in the toes, bringing them back toward the body. And keep a little micro bend in that knee. And then we rotate forward, plant the right foot back on the mat, bring the right hand inside of it as you heel toe that foot over to the edge of the mat, setting it at a 45. For my height, heel is on mat, toes are off. But if you have a longer stride, that whole foot might end up off. If it's a little shorter, the foot may stay connected. We just want to create that little bit of extra space here in our lizard lunge. If your hips are feeling really ooey gooey today, you might be able to melt down into this a bit, maybe coming down onto the forearms. My hips are pretty happy here. I'll stay up as we take 2 more breaths in this shape. We'll begin to heel toe the foot back to its starting place. Frame it with the hands. As we curl the left toes, we'll lift off of that knee, runner's lunge. The ball of the left foot is in the mat. The gaze begins down at the mat. Solid foundation. Let the hips sit low. And then we'll plant that back foot at about a 45 as we lift up. Draw the arms up. Fingers shine toward the sky, palms toward one another. Our warrior one. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. The arms don't have to be perfectly straight. We'll release the arms, interlace the fingers behind the back. Draw the knuckles down, shoulder blades together. A little heart opener, and you could stay right here if you like. If you'd like to add a little to this, we'll take right shoulder toward right knee, humble warrior. The belly may rest on the thigh. It may float inside of it. Keep the back strong. We'll press into the right foot as we lift up. Release the hands. With control, rotate onto the ball of that back foot. Bring the hands back to the mat. Step the right foot back, high plank. Lower down, moving through chaturanga to the belly. Uncurl the toes, inhale up to your cobra. That might be a baby cobra. Might be a little bit higher of a lift. We'll release down. We'll go hips to heels, child's pose. Belly rests on the thighs, arms are stretched overhead, palms in the mat. We'll inhale up and return to our tabletop. Finding that nice neutral. We'll fly the left leg, scoop the belly as we bring it forward, and find our low lunge. So the legs are on skis, giving us a solid base. We check that bone stack on the left side. Long spine as we draw the gaze forward. Use the exhale to help the hips settle in a bit more. Awareness is on the right hip, that connection into the body. And we'll start to transition our focus from the hip to the left hamstring as we shift the hips back, rotate on that heel, and move into our next shape. You can keep that foot a little relaxed, or you could dial the toes toward the body, noticing the subtle difference that makes for the stretch. Walk the hands forward as you rotate that foot back onto the mat. Left hand comes inside, heel toe that foot to that 45 degrees as you open the hips. Take a moment here, seeing how the body is feeling on this side. And if your hips are again feeling ooey gooey, you can melt down, coming maybe to forearms. And feel free to explore the shape a little bit. Sometimes it's just a mental block that's keeping us from moving to that next level. So it's nice to try it sometimes to see how it feels, to see how that shifts the energy in the body. Always move mindfully though. If you are melted down, go ahead and lift up. We'll heel toe that foot back as we frame it with the hands. Curl the right toes, lift off of that knee, runner's lunge. The gaze is at the mat. Feeling strong in our foundation. We'll shift that back foot to a 45. Lift up, making any little adjustments you need to square the hips to the front of the mat. Draw the arms up. Our warrior one on the opposite side. We want to keep that nice bend in the front knee, keeping it stacked or a little behind the ankle. We don't want that knee traveling out in front of it. Draw the gaze up ever so slightly. Nice welcoming posture for the day. We'll release the arms, interlace the fingers behind us. Find that open heart. And you can stay right here, or you could take left shoulder toward left knee. Strong throughout the body. Both feet stay connected to the mat. We'll press into the left foot as we lift up. Release the hands. With control, rotate onto the ball of that back foot. We'll bring the hands to the mat. Step the left toes back, high plank. With control, elbows tight to the body, we come down to the mat, uncurl the toes, inhale up to our cobra. Exhale as you release. Press back hips to heels, child's pose. Knees can stay near one another, or you could take them wide to create a little extra space. Melt into. We'll take a few rounds of breath here. A nice opportunity to check back in with that breath, to return it to its steady rhythm if it's gotten away from us, to tap into that intention that we set for class. Walk the hands toward the knees as we lift up. Rotate into a seated posture and then journey all the way down to the mat. Let the head and shoulders rest. The spine is long. And we'll bring the arms down alongside body. Palms are in the mat. Thumbs are touching our hips. Hi, baby girl. Yes. There we go. Thumbs are touching our hips. We'll walk the heels in a little closer to the body. Feet are set about hip width distance apart. And we'll gently lift the hips, coming into our bridge pose. Shoulder blades walk a little closer together. Maybe the hands journey closer together. Maybe you touch thumbs or interlace the fingers. Hips are lifted. We're on the shoulder shelf. If you're feeling any pinching or too much weight in the neck, gently lower down. If you're touching hands, go ahead and release them, creating that space once more as we lower the spine to the mat. Let the low back connect. Create a little extra space for the feet. And then gently windshield wiper them side to side as you loosen the hips, the low back. We'll find stillness as we heel toe the feet back, about hip width distance. Right foot stays planted as we cross the left ankle over right thigh. And then we'll let the legs fall together to the left. That left ankle is hooking the right knee, right thigh area. We're keeping the heart open to the sky. Nice little figure four stretch. Rotation. We'll come back to center. Leave the legs where they are. We'll take that left hand, weave it in that little space we created as we grab behind the right thigh and gently draw the legs in toward the body. You should feel a deep stretch in the left hip here. Keep the spine long on the mat. One of our pigeon pose variations. And gently release your hold on the right leg. Return that foot to the mat. Unwind the left leg as you return that foot to the mat as well. We'll take a breath here at neutral. Left foot stays planted. We cross the right leg over the left so that right ankle is on left thigh. And then let the legs fall to the right. Keep the heart open. You may extend the left arm out. I find that to be a nice little reminder to try and stay as open to the sky as I can with the heart while the legs invite in this twist and this stretch. One more breath here. We'll lift the legs back up. Leave the shape as is. Right hand weaves between the legs as we grab behind the left thigh and gently draw the legs closer. You could also hold outside of the shin if that serves you better. Head and shoulders remain connected to the mat. The spine is long. Relax the toes a bit. You could wiggle them to kind of find that ease, and exhale as you relax them. Allow that ease to travel throughout the leg. Awareness on the right hip. One more breath here. We'll gently release our hold on that left leg. Return the foot to the mat. Unwind the right. That foot meets it as well. Taking a moment. We'll draw both knees into the chest. Nice full body hug. And from here, you have a few options. Give the knees a squeeze, send the legs up, take the legs up the wall for a moment, and then extend the legs down and enjoy a Shavasana, a moment to let the practice wash over you, to relax the body, to soak it all in. Or if you're winding out practice with me today, we'll take peace fingers behind the knees. Rock along the length of the spine, finding that seated posture once more. As we round out our practice, we'll draw hands together at heart center. Feel it in. I encourage you to take kind thoughts, kind words, and those kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our yoga practice this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. If you're taking that Shavasana, enjoy it, and then have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.